Hello guys and welcome to another MK Mobile character review, today featuring Warlock Quan. As usual guys, please note the date when this video has been recorded because a lot of things may have changed since then. And if you're not familiar with the matrix I'm using in order to evaluate characters, you can find it on the top right corner of the screen. So without any further ado, let's put Warlock Quan to the test. Warlock Quan guys was released, well, to be honest with you, actually I never found information on when exactly this character was released, so I will assume that he was released with the launch of the game around the end of April or the beginning of May year 2015, and ever since then he wasn't available in any store, so the only way you can obtain him is through the basic gold pack, and probably he has something like, I don't know, 5 to 10% drop rate there. With that said, let's take a look at his stats. And before I get to the stats actually guys, you know, for the all previous reviews I did all the way before update 3.0, I used the base stats plus 15% boost coming from the maxed out support cards because it was really easy to max the support cards. However, now this is not the case, and from now on I will be just giving information about the base stats of attack, HP, toughness, recovery, respectively. So let's start with the attack. It is 35,910, which ranks the 38th highest in the game and the 18th among the gold characters. The hit points guys, they are quite high, 92,160, and they rank 22nd in MK Mobile and the 5th among all gold characters. After all this time guys, Quan is still relevant when it comes to health. The toughness is 41,580 and it ranks 21st highest in the game and the 4th among the gold characters, again very good result here, and the recovery is 39,690, the 24th highest in the game and the 6th highest in the gold league. As you can see, except for attack, Quan ranks in top 10 almost everywhere when it comes to the gold league. And the power generation is just 100%. So for his stats, Warlock Quan is going to get 17 out of 28 possible points. Special 1 of Warlock Quan guys is called Sky Crash, and here which is what you need to know about it. First of all, the ability can be completely blocked with the opponent. Unfortunately, it doesn't have any buff or debuff whatsoever. It can be cast from distance. The best illustration for that is immediately after one of Quan's combo enders, that actually pushes the enemy away around mid-range from him. However, in this situation, sadly, if you decide to follow the combo ender by a special one, the enemy will block in 90% of the cases, so please be careful, because even if your combo ender succeeds, still the opponent will most likely block the incoming special one. In addition, the ability is lethal, it consists of 5 mini hits and it has the horizontal or vertical swipe as mini game. When it comes to damage, the minimum damage of the special attack is 14,990, which ranks 46th highest in the game and the 21st among the gold characters, and the maximum damage is 28,616, the 50th highest in MK Mobile and the 26th highest among the gold characters. Once again, the ability is completely blockable, it doesn't have any buff or debuff, it can be cast from distance, it is lethal, it consists of 5 mini hits and it has the horizontal or vertical swipe as minigame. So for his special 1, Warlock Quan is going to get the unfortunate 5.6 out of 13 possible points. Special 2 of Warlock Quan guys is called Portal Tricks. And this is one of the probably best looking special 2s in the game. I really like the way this ability looks. But anyway, when it comes to the facts about it, first of all you have to be careful because, like his special one, this ability can be completely blocked by the opponent. Good thing is that even if blocked, it will apply the debuff, which is Cripple. In addition, the special attack can be cast from distance, it is lethal, it consists of only 1 mini hit and it has the 2 multi-tap circles as minigame. When it comes to damage, the minimum damage of the special attack is 34,070, which is the 48th highest in the game and the 20th among the gold characters, and the maximum damage is 68,140, the 54th highest in MK Mobile and the 24th in the Gold League. Once again, the special attack can be completely blocked by the opponent, it has Cripple as debuff, it can be cast from distance, it is lethal, it consists of only one mini hit, and it has the 2 multi-tap circles as minigame. So for his special 2, Quan Chi is going to get the solid 14.3 out of 19 possible points. The X-ray of Quan Chi, guys, is called Skull Crusher, and here it is what you need to know about it. First of all, the damage is quite low, but we're going to get to that later. The important thing here is that the X-ray can be cast from distance, and unfortunately it has one of the most useless debuffs for an X-ray, Dispel. So in a way, if you are snared, if you get to an X-ray and do an X-ray, you will dispel the snare, and that's really useless. When it comes to damage, the damage of the X-ray is really low. It is 83,130, which ranks the 56th highest in the game and the 27th among all gold characters. Once again, the X-ray has Dispel as buff, and it can be cast from distance. So for this ability, Quan Chi is going to get 3.1 out of 4 possible points, and the total amount of points he gets for his special attacks adds up to 22.9 out of 36 possible. Okay guys, we got to the basic attacks. Now, I remember back in the days that Quan Chi had probably flawless basic attacks, but somewhere around update 2.2 or 2.3 they kind of nerfed the pushing back aspect of the basic attacks, so Quan Chi basic suffered in the process. What I mean is that currently his punching speed is really slow, but he actually used to have good chaining, because currently he's pushing the enemies away, even if the enemies are blocking, so that's a good thing, right? However, his recovery speed is so slow that by the time the enemy is pushed back and comes back to Quan Chi, Quan Chi is still recovering from his hit, which leaves him vulnerable for counterattack. So in a way, you are forced to block after probably each of your basic attacks. Still though, pushing the enemy away after a combo is always useful, thus I regard Quan Chi as slightly above average. You just have to be lucky, and you just have to pray that you're facing characters with slow recovery speed as well, or slow initiation speed, so that you can make sure that you'll be chaining the basics of Quan Chi. Another thing that I feel obliged to mention about the pushing away aspect and why I value it that much, even though Quan Chi has very slow recovery speed, is that by pushing the enemy away, you are creating a possibility, you are setting the stage for an eventual miss of his or her X-ray or special attack. You know, certain characters can do X-ray or special attack only if they're standing next to you, and if you push them away, they have a lot of power. The AI is pretty dumb, and sometimes they're going to do X-ray at the point where they are really away from you, so their special attack or X-ray will sadly miss. But after all, this character is not supposed to be a fighter, so he shouldn't be tagged in, let's say, majority of the time, but we are going to get to that later in the passive section. For now, I'll be giving 7 out of 10 possible points for Quan Chi basic attacks. The passive of Quan Chi, guys, is called Reanimator, and basically what it does is that once per fight it will revive a character with 25% health. This passive is extremely outdated, but now better than ever with the introduction of survival mode in Factional Wars. Quan Chi is really useful character. He is also useful against bosses. If you have one prolific fighter and you want to keep him alive and you want to keep him tagged in as long as possible, then Quan Chi comes in handy. In general, his passive is amazing, really useful. Once again, now more than ever. The only thing that I don't like about it is that it reanimates just one character. For example, Strike Force Scorpion can revive 2 characters, even though he doesn't actually revive them, but you get what I mean. Characters such as MK11 Sub-Zero can revive also 2 characters, though MK11 Sub-Zero works just for 6 characters, while Quan Chi works for every single character in the game. So very, very useful passive, but it requires something extra in order to be really great, something like additional boost of the damage or the health of Netherlands character, something like this, slight boost, let's say 5% health, 10% health will do. So yeah, if I was reviewing this character, let's say 2 months ago, I would give less points for his passive, but once again now his passive is better than ever because of the survival mode. You can use Quan Chi and his passive will work every single time, every single battle, and will be reviving your most, let's say, useful or best character in your team. So he's going to get 17.5 points for his passive. Quan Chi is just a Netherlands character, so he gets 1 point for classes and 0 points for tagging attack. Okay guys, it is time to decide whether Warlock Quan is a good or a bad character. Now, once again, let's take a look at a bigger picture. He has, I don't know, decent stats, not great, but not terrible. His special attacks are kind of not impressive. His special 1 is really bad, but his special 2 is kind of okay, has very useful debuff. His basic attacks are average or slightly above average, and his passive is very useful, especially now after update 3.0. So what do I think of this character? How many of my subjective points will I allocate to him? The truth is, Quan Chi is a type of a character that should be kept tagged out most of the time, or at least by the time when he will be doing his passive. So after that, I mean, you can go ahead and use him. In general, I always use him if I need to cripple a guy and this guy has a special attack and he's considered dangerous, so I need to cripple him, then I'm going to tag in my Quan Chi. But in general, it is always risky doing so, so I would advise just to keep him tagged out until he manages to use his passive. And this is the reason why he's not one of my favorite characters, though I fully admit that now he is really, really great, and I often use him, but only as a support that is 95% of the time tagged out. This is why I'll be giving him 1.6 out of my 3 subjective points. I don't really actively use him and I don't find him entertaining to play with. And with my subjective points, guys, he's going to score 68 points sharp, and we can label him as a very good character. In our current standings, he is 40th, just above Aftershock Tremor and just below Boraicho. Once again, Warlock Quan, final verdict is very good character. Okay guys, we got to the gameplay. Now the first thing, should Warlock Quan be your opener? The answer is short and clear. No, never. Please do not use him as an opener, because he might get snared, he might get stunned and killed, and you don't want this to happen. Ever. So Quan should never be your opener. With that said, let's focus on the characters that he counters. Now, there isn't a character in the game that Quan hard counters. He can be good against any team compositions, he can be good against any character. However, there are specific cards that counter him, such as, for example, MK11 Noob Cybot, such as Shao Kahn, such as Strike Force Johnny Cage. The first two will make sure that his passive won't work, and the third one will get power if Quan actually manages to revive one of his teammates. When it comes to the equipment, this is going to be a very easy part, because for the first time ever I will say that the equipment for Warlock Quan doesn't matter, guys. Honestly, it doesn't matter. My advice for you is going to be just don't give him block breakers, because he doesn't really require it, because most of the time he's going to be tagged out. So the moment he accumulates 2 bars of power, you can tag him in, do special 2 and then tag him out again. And it doesn't matter whether special 2 connects or not. I mean, it matters, but not, it's not really that decisive, because in most of the case you just want to cripple whoever is standing in front of you. So the equipment for Warlock Quan doesn't really matter. Another tip for his gear will be take advantage of the fact that he has very high hit points, so you can give him some armor that gives hit points and some accessories that give hit points. That will be fine. But in general, he won't be your fighter, he won't be tagged in, so the equipment for him once again is not that important. And when it comes to the best teams for him, again, he can be great in literally any team. You can put him in a troll team, for example with Slasher Jason, Strike Force Scorpion and Quan Chi. You can use him in a team with 2 Jasons. Yeah, the options are unlimited. Once again, he's great in any team, so feel free to experiment. Okay guys, Warlock Quan, what do you think of him? Do you like him? Do you dislike him? Please let me know in the comments. Once again, he scored 68 points sharp, and we label him as a very good character. As usual guys, if you want to see more reviews, you can find the playlist on the top right corner of the screen anytime now. And if you want to know who is the next guy who is going to get his review, you can find the list in the description of this video. See you next time guys. Take care and stay safe.
So predictable.